Hello creative souls, join me on my recent travels where I will show you the materials I took with me in my travel kit and the drawings and paintings that I did in my journal. So here's my trusty art pack. I'm going to show you exactly what I took with me on my travels, and I'm also going to share with you some of the artwork that I managed to do in my sketchbook as well. So getting straight into it, this is the pack that I used or put together last year and have been using, and it served me well. I've really nailed it, I think, with this pack, and use it every week actually. So in this pack I have got, okay, let's unpack this pocket first. I took my white gouache, I took a small spritzer to spray on my paints to wake them up. I took a water brush, which actually I didn't use. However, it fits into the pack nicely. A rubber, a kneadable eraser, which is good for lifting heavy pencil work, washi tape, a little clip, and my Tombow Mono Zero eraser, which has got sort of a fine edge on it so you can rub out pencil marks in more detail. A pencil sharpener, very thin washi tape, which I didn't even realise was in there, and I guess you can never have too many erasers. And there's something right at the bottom. Another eraser. And then in here I always take a little supply of kitchen paper. That's my paint chart. And I took a selection of pencils with me. These are the Caran d'Ache Luminance. I tried to pick colours that were going to best suit me in the countries that I was going. So there was going to be hopefully lots of botanicals, lots of sunshine, lots of blue sea and greenery, unlike here in England at the moment. So on the other side I took my Micron pens, and I took a 5, an 8 and a 10. I also took my Uniball fine liner, and I also took my Uniborn Air Micro, which is a nice pen to draw with but also to write with. And then I didn't take a mechanical pencil, I just took a normal HB pencil with me. And then I've got my travel water containers, because obviously all of this had to fit into a suitcase. So I think I did quite well with what I managed to get in here. And then I've got my Caran d'Ache Neo Colour 2s, and again I picked out a variety of colours to reflect the beautiful sandy shores and the warm seas and the greenery and the flowers that I saw out there as well. So I tried to pick colours again that were suitable for a nice warm holiday. I took my travel brushes with me. One's missing there, so I don't know where that is. I'm going to have to try and track that one down because it's obviously the one that I use the most. And And I love that brush as well. These brushes are really cool brushes. They hold a lot of paint and a lot of water, and they've got a nice tip to the edge. So for a fairly inexpensive set of travel brushes, I would definitely recommend these. This is on the SAA website, so www.saa.co.uk. I'll leave a link in the description below. And that's really bugging me now as to where I've put that paintbrush, because that's my favourite size, which I think is a size 8, because that is a size 10, a 3 and a 0. So I won't rest until I found it. I also took some of these Tombos, which I didn't use. So it's got a brush tip end, and it's got a finer end there. And this is actually a floral set, so they came with these colours. And I haven't actually used them yet, so I'm going to have to give them a little test run. And then I took my field set from Winsor & Newton, and I've been using this quite a lot. Like I say, I got it last spring or last summer, and I can't find one better. It really suits me. So I took this with me. That's a little water container. Your water goes in here. This all lifts out. So you've got your water in here, which then goes in there. And also this little indentation here means you've got an extra area to mix colour. Tiny little brush, which I haven't actually used. And also what I did was take the brush out. There was a natural sponge in here when the set first arrived, so I've taken that sponge out because I don't actually use it. And I decided that I needed a couple of extra pans in here, which slot in really nicely. And because I was going to warmer climes, I thought I might need a brighter green, so I included an emerald green. That's a Winsor & Newton. And I also included a mauve, again Winsor & Newton. And so I managed to fit an extra 2 pans in there. Which fit in nicely, although now I can't get that centre bit down. Oh, there we go. There we go. And as you can see, I've used these areas to mix the paint. So I really enjoyed using that palette, and it's one that I would definitely be sticking with. Tiny brush goes in that way. And the lid goes back on, and then you've got a handle there as well to hold it and paint, but I don't. Okay, so that goes back in there. I mean, I could put the sponge in my travel kit. It's hardly going to take up that much room, and maybe I could replace it or exchange it, should I say, with an eraser. Because let's face it, I don't really need all these erasers. So that's my travel kit. Which I'm just putting all back nicely. And in the meantime, I'm going to try and track down my other paintbrush. Right, stick around and I'm going to show you my sketchbook. Okay, I'm back. Having made myself a cup of tea, this is actually Dandelion, Burdock and Hawthorn by Heath and Heather, which is an organic tea brand, and it's Dandelion's a very powerful little plant. So if you've got the sniffles or if you're feeling a bit under the weather, this is a good pick-me-up. And some good news. Guess what I found? Ta-da! My size 8 watercolour travel brush that I had flung into a rucksack excuse me, at the weekend. I went out for a walk in a beautiful forest overlooking Weymouth Beach, and it was very spring-like but chilly and windy, and I thought I'd take my sketchbook with me, being an optimist, and so I managed to get a sketch down which I'll share with you in my next video, but it was too cold and windy to stay out and paint. So anyway, that has solved the mystery of the travel brush. So now I can rest. So I'm going to share with you now my sketchbook that I took on my hollybobs. And I forgot to take this book with me. I bought this book, this sketchbook, a few weeks ago in preparation for my holiday. It's a concertina watercolour book, and I forgot it. So it wasn't very expensive. It was off a site called Temu, and it was a few pounds. I can't remember how much, but it wasn't very much. But you can draw and paint on both sides. It's nice, thick watercolour paper. So I'm going to put that somewhere safe, and hopefully when I get another holiday, I'll remember to take it. So my sketchbook is an A6 Seat Whites journal, and I've been using these now for the last year or so, and it's the perfect journal for me. And after watching a watercolour artist called Liz Chaderton, she was also showing her holiday sketches and paintings, and she said a good way to break in a fresh watercolour journal is to actually sketch and paint the materials that you're going to be using. So that's exactly what I did. So you can see my filled kit here with all the colours in the right place, my water brush, which I said I didn't actually use, my ink pen, and a Neo Colour 2. Obviously, I took a lot more than that, but I couldn't fit it all on the page. So that's how I broke in this journal. So I'm going to flick through the pages now and show you the sketches that I produced. So here's my final page in my journal. It's the Camino de Santiago. These are a couple of beautiful postcards that I picked up in a gift shop just round the corner from this church here, which is the Santiago de Compostela. And this is the final point for all the pilgrims that walk many, many miles. And they end up at this point. And when we got there, there was bagpipes playing and people rejoicing because they had travelled so far on foot on their pilgrimage. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. See you again soon. Bye.